Hello, kindergarten friends. My name is Ben, and I'm going to be reading your book today. The theme for this week's book is actually friendship. Friendship is a super important thing. There are a lot of ways to make friends. You can make friends within a classroom or any sort of gathering of people, a team, a sports team, or even just a neighborhood or a group of people. It's important to know how to make friends, important to know how to keep friends, but also important to know how to practice good friendship and be a good friend. I've got a great book that talks all about that. This book is about a character you may have heard of before. It's Splat, the cat. This is called Splat and Seymour, Best Friends Forever by Rob Scotton. Splat and Seymour were best friends. They did everything together. You and me, said Splat. Me and you, Seymour said. Friends forevermore. Can I do for my favorite friend, the friend I adore? Wondered Splat. I know. I'll throw Seymour the best surprise party ever with treats and games galore. Let's see. There has to be cake and ice cream and candy, corns and streamers and balloons and fancy hats and much, much more. The next morning, when Splat ran to call all his friends, Seymour ran too. Uh-oh, Splat thought. How can I plan or go to the store when I'm always with my friend Seymour? Splat tiptoed into the kitchen to whisper his plan to his mom. That's great, she said, but how can you get out the door without Seymour? I have an idea, said Splat. Seymour, why don't you play with little sis? Said Splat. Ma and I have to go to the store, and it's going to be such a bore. Seymour nodded, but he was surprised. He'd never been left at home before. At the store, Splat piled the cart with more and more. There were too many yummy ice cream flavors for him to ignore. Splat told Seymour, I have to go do some chores. Plank said you could visit him and you two can play outdoors. Won't that be fun? Seymour nodded, but he was puzzled. Why would Splat want him to play with Plank? Splat and Seymour had always done everything together before. Splat went to work. He baked a cheesecake for his party, then he baked 4 more. He cooked cheese swirl cookies, but Splat still wanted more. He made a huge bowl of chocolate cheese pudding. Spike is playing a soccer game, and he asked me to keep score. I'll be back before you can shout. Seymour's whiskers drooped. Why was Splat leaving him out? Splat pedaled fast. He invited all his classmates. Then he invited more, even Mrs. Wimpy Dimple and the cat twins next door. Finally, it was party day. Splat had to get Seymour away. Seymour, I promised Kitten I would play with her, but I have to do more chores. Could you go over without me? Seymour liked Kitten, so he agreed, but he felt sad. Didn't Splat want him around any more? Splat had to decorate fast. He hung up bright streamers, he blew up colorful balloons, and then he blew up more and more. Oh, if only Seymour knew what was in store. Splat had even made a banner that read, "It's Seymour's Party Day!" Kitten was decorating too. She was decorating Seymour. Let's play dress up. Look, here's a fancy outfit that my doll once wore. Kitten held out a mirror and Seymour jumped in surprise. As great as this outfit is, it's not my style, he said. I'm sorry that was such a bore. I found just the thing, said Kitten. It's a fairy dress and sparkling wand. You can be a fairy princess to adore. No more, no more, yelled Seymour. Splat, I'm coming home, even if you don't love me anymore. Seymour came in the door, his tail and whiskers sagged. He'd never felt so alone before. Surprise! Everybody yelled. Splat yelled the loudest. Seymour's eyes opened wide at the uproar. A party? A party just for me? That's why you kept me away? Hooray! Seymour ate ice cream and cake, popcorn and cheese galore. He opened presents, he ate some more, but best of all, he was with Splat again. Oh, Splat, squeaked Seymour. This was the best party ever. You and me, said Splat. Me and you, Seymour said. Friends forevermore. Definitely a great example of practicing good friendship. Absolutely. Guys, I'm so glad I was able to read that story to you. Thank you so much. Teachers, now's the time where we're going to show off the curriculum. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. So this is the curriculum for the friendship theme. This is what we're calling our friendship bingo. So we have friendship bingo cards. There are actually two variations, or I should say there is a variation on this activity, one for older ones and one for the little ones. So since this is a kindergarten book, we have a kindergarten variation for this. The older kiddos are actually going around marking off the bingo cards, but with this one, we gather the kiddos around in a circle or at their desks or wherever they're sitting up, and we basically can pick any one of these on the list. We can bring them down the line, whichever you prefer. And we can say, I'm just going to read one of these off the top. I'm just going to pick any one. Say, who here, raise your hand if you are afraid of spiders. So kiddos can raise or will raise their hand in the air if they are afraid of spiders. So this is basically a game of activity where kiddos can kind of get to know each other by things they have in common. Now, there are plenty of other things on here. Favorite food is pizza, wearing the color blue, born in another state, knows a TikTok dance, has the letter Y in their name, things like that. Now, instead of just, I have this thing in common, go, move on, let's see if we can expand upon it. So I will move on. Knows how to play a musical instrument. Oh, cool. What musical? Instead of going ending there, let's create a dialogue around it. So what musical instrument do you know how to play? What musical instrument do you know how to play? Where did you learn? Can you play any songs that we might know? How long have you been playing? Do you guys think that you might want to play together? Do you want to maybe do that for the rest of your life? let's learn more about each other and maybe see if there can be some sort of relationships created and really spark interests with the kids with one another through that discussion, as opposed to something that is or leads to just answering questions and hands in the air. It's meant to prompt. It's meant to stir discussion and dialogue, like I said. So hopefully that'll go well. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. Bye.